Hey guys, welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, Justice for All. Last we left off, we discovered that, a lot of what occurred when the crime happened was just pure luck. So there's a lot of luck surrounding the case, and I don't know if I quite like that. I understand that Ace Attorney is supposed to be like a quirky, fun, kind of zany sort of game, but I feel like some of the things that happened and some of the testimony, some of the evidence, it was a bit far-fetched. So my enjoyment of the case has dwindled down a little bit, but it's still great fun. But anyway, let's just jump back in and see what happens. Alright, that's right, this is where we left off. We were just about to get into the incident that happened 6 months ago, and of course we know quite a bit about it. So let's press on that. An incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron.
Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case?
It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago.
Really, Nick?
I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? It's the pepper. Pepper. Some good old pepper. I know, I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing.
The conclusive...
Oh. The conclusive evidence about that... Yeah, of course, it's... where is it? The seasoning bottle.
Achoo, 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 achoo!
Oh, he's going. He keeps going. What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for.
What do you mean?
Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside.
Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper?
Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Yeah, but I still don't understand why she would just, sprinkle some on top of the scarf and give it to Bat as a gift to try to get him killed. It just doesn't make sense to me. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Oh shit, we're gonna get a game over if we get this wrong. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? Well, it was Bat.
Who was this?
That is Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true, but he's as good as dead, to be honest. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead.
Regina, she did that to him?
Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Yeah, it's surprising that Regina did that to him. I still don't get it, man.
Explain to me.
Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state.
A lion?
Regina, Miss Regina Berry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. As if you know Regina, dude. She's got her heads in the clouds. Her head.
So then what happened to Acro's brother?
He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. Yeah, that's what they reframed it as, but it was attempted murder, I think.
I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident?
No, it's gotta be more than that. We do have the scarf. The lion biting Bat was no accident at all.
What?
You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There is no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. And I guess we're gonna have to, what do they want me to present here? Is it the scarf or is it the pepper? I'm guessing the scarf? Let's save just in case. Ah, I can't save. Shit. Okay, let's present that.
That's just a scarf.
Acro? Okay, so I was right. Good, good. How did Acro find out about it? He had the scarf though, so I guess... This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who's the one that gave the scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him?
Regina.
So I was right. That's the one thing I missed, but I was able to infer that it was Regina. There's something more than just blood on the scarf, Your Honor.
And what that might be?
Pepper.
Pepper?
Pepper.
Pepper?
Pepper, yeah. Oh, I wish they just kept on going with that. Regina gave the scarf to Bat right before the accident. And she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Why would she do that, dude? Well, no one's, Oh, the J is back again, of course. Hey, what's with the silent treatment?
Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal.
What the fuck are you talking about, Judge? We're not into that kind of thing.
But out of curiosity, what was her crime?
She gave that scarf to Bat, and the lion sneezed, quote unquote, and bit Bat.
Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that?
It still seems like the judge doesn't get it. Maybe Von Karma does. Mr. Phoenix Wright, wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Why would you bring that up? You know what we're gonna say. It's not like the lion was smiling.
Smiling? The lion was smiling?
Right before Bat was bit by the lion, for a moment the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling.
Lions smile?
I've never really heard of them smiling, however. Lions sneeze. Yep.
Oh.
The judge's mind is gonna explode here. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. He tried his damned hardest not to sneeze. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. Is that what it said? I missed it. And then the camera got all bloody. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf.
What? You fool!
Okay. That was quick. We covered that relatively quickly.
You've got to be kidding me!
She objects and she says nothing.
What's the matter, Miss Von Karma?
I object for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it? Even she cannot, like, argue. Wow. This is the first time Von Karma has objected for the sake of objection. And I think we've seen Nick do that before, which was quite funny. Just to buy time and shit. You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Why joke? Of course I do, it's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke, as you put it. Yeah. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina, but why 6 months later? You know? And... You foolish idiot. Huh. Ha ha ha. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. He's not giving up. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. He's even calling it the accident. He's really playing along. Are you telling me that what I said was true?
Acro?
You can't mean witness?
Are you confirming the defense's claim?
Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. It's all part of the past. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's even a bigger problem with your theory.
What would that problem be?
Yeah, no motive? Oh no. Okay, evidence? The same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I drop Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, where's the bust? Where's the evidence that proves that claim?
You mean the conclusive evidence?
The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof to be more precise. The murder weapon.
The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes.
Yes, it would be.
Where the hell is it though?
I mean, the Acro couldn't really have disposed of it, right? Because he can't really move around by himself.
Nick, you've got to do something.
This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. See how things work out first? Request to search Acro's room. No, I doubt it's in Acro's room. Why would he just leave it there? That's so stupid. So let's just see where this goes. It might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but...
Why aren't you going to search his room?
It looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of one karma total justice. I guess. I figured with you that's the least I should expect. You'd leave no stone unturned. Avant karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday, of course.
What did you find?
There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. Yep. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. Where could he have put it? You see, Mr. Wright? The bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise. And we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. So, he must have disposed of it beforehand, unless he didn't dispose of it and it's still with him. End of story. Just wait a second, something's funny about all this. It looks like you lack the final nail to put into my coffin. But, what about the scarf? What about the note? That's all a different case, buddy. What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but only the evidence is relevant here. Is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster? You should know that by now, yeah.
Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away.
So are we not gonna talk about Regina's motive?
The bust, where's it now?
Where's the bust right now?
You're a Phoenix, right? You know where that bust is? I'm sure you do.
There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? Well, if it's not in his room, and he cannot really go anywhere by himself, then it must be still on him? Under his wheelchair, maybe?
It seems this case is coming to a close.
Why would he carry around a murder weapon, though? That's so stupid.
The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short.
Really? Thank you for your support. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright.
I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness.
So we're just gonna forget about all the shit we discussed. Who's that? Is that Pearls? No, that's Maya.
Where's Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. I just bit my tongue.
I was like, what? Lace?
Huh? What? We need time to do what? Ow!
Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your age, isn't she?
Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright?
What? Are you asking me? Dude, what is happening? Everyone's so hyper now.
The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck.
Hey, wait. You can't be serious.
Acrobats always have their lives on the lines, don't they?
Haha, that's so funny, dude. You're so punny.
That's how Acros lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose.
That's true. I mean, I can't argue that. It was just about to end too, so might as well just give it our last shot.
Very well, the defense may proceed.
He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. But I guess it wouldn't be surprising if it was on him right now, because this case has been quite ridiculous already. So I don't know. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. The murder weapon, where is Max's bust now? Somewhere in the lodging house, somewhere in this courtroom, so it's an option. Somewhere in the big top. Well, he couldn't really get to the big top. I mean, yeah, he was at the lodging house, but we just have Mo's room there and Acro's room, and Acro's room has been searched. We know there's no accomplice, and I doubt Acro would be able to get into Mo's room, so it's not in the lodging house, so it's gotta be in the courtroom. It's obvious, the bust is inside this very courtroom.
It's obviously where?
Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. The judge's bench, the prosecutor's bench, the witness stand. Shall we say the judge, you are hiding the bust. There's no way Von Karma would just hide evidence, so let's go with the witness stand. But like, I thought the bust was quite large. Like, how would you hide it so well? Acro? I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? There's a fucking blanket on him? Okay. Are you okay, Acro? Take your time. I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, if you're a big guy and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Nick is getting naughty. What do you mean, what's under the blanket? You know what's there, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say, hide a bust under there. I mean, what kind of bust are we talking about? I don't think it'd be easy to hide a bust under there, are you kidding me? Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found a murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it, in the only place that you could hide it, under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? I mean, you know, if you're gonna commit this crime, why the hell would you put yourself in such a shitty situation? Like, you should have planned this shit out way better than this. There was so much left up to luck. Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully planned. Or played. My bad. Uh-oh. Yeah. GG's. You fool. How could you? Well, that's another loss for you, Miss Von Karma. You've got me. I've been backed by a real pro. Actually, 2 of them. Maya, right? 2 of them. Miss Franziska Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. Oh, Von Karma. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search on my room last night? There were 2 pieces of decisive evidence. The cloak and the bust. Are they both under there? I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. So why wouldn't you put the bust in there? I guess it's too heavy, she would have noticed. But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. So when we went there and talked to Agro, by that time the search was done, correct? Then why didn't he just hide the bust in the room once again? Because at that point, the police had already searched his room, right? And it's not like they brought him to the prosecutor's office right away, because we obviously had the chance to speak to him, but maybe they just came in and took him away after we were done, who knows. And now to be caught in the middle of court hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma.
It all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing.
You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. Me? Make a mistake? Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. Yeah, why did you? Did you want the culprit to be caught, perhaps? It's a bit strange, isn't it? Maybe she likes us after all. Maybe she wanted to help us. Who knows? Who knows?
It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Agro.
Yes, Your Honor?
Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime.
Agro.
Damn. So we're gonna get some remorse now? All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he teased her. One day my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. Oh, she did it back as a joke, I guess? But then, didn't she use her brains? Then, because she knew that Bat was gonna put his head inside the lion's mouth. Couldn't she fucking infer what was gonna happen? She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too. Then why'd you try to kill her? But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely that she would laugh innocently when saying it, too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. I mean, that's still like, I understand, but she's just a stupid sheltered kid who's been lied to time and time again. She's just very childish. She doesn't realize what she's done. She doesn't know how to feel guilty. You know, she's just still a little child, even though she's quite old. She's 16 years old, right? She should be way more mature than she is, but that's just how she was raised. You know, I guess the environment didn't really help all that much. It still doesn't make sense. Why would you try to kill her knowing that it was just an accident? It really was, it seems like, at least, right? That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful.
So are you saying that you are a victim in all of this as well?
No, that's not what I mean. Oh, what? I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. Yes, you are. You let your rage get the best of you. You killed the person who took you in, who raised you, who loved you. You tried to kill that person's daughter. You know how much pain that would have caused them. At first, I thought I killed myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. Yeah, and he was fond of Max. I just couldn't up and leave yet.
This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself.
Haha, so why this whole fucking thing was so stupid.
It was, I'm sorry, but there was a lot of like lucky shit that happened. Like,
first the cape just, okay, well, I'll just talk about it later, I guess, at the end. But, you know, a lot of coincidences. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me. Again.
I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I like to declare my verdict.
Not guilty. Let's go, boys. Clap, clap, clap. Max is looking fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
This court is adjourned.
Oh, it's almost freaking New Year's. It's New Year's Eve almost.
Fabulous. But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and that. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh?
Yeah.
That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only at max 1 million of them.
Thank you.
Huh? What's with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No.
If you're worried about people too much, then you'll be like this forever. Never be happy. But you gotta still worry about people. Come on, man. Wow, she's crying.
She's been like this for a while now. It's all my fault.
Wow, she actually is crying. That's insanely surprising.
Sweetie pie. Bat and Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up.
I mean, sure, Bat and Acro, but there's also the ringmaster, you know, your dad, who just straight up died as well. Let's not forget him. But yeah, most of the circus crew is kind of gone now, right? We only have who? Max, Regina, Mo, and Ben and Trillo. That's it.
Regina! Mr. Wright, tell me something.
What do you want to know, Regina?
Acro said something right at the end.
I just couldn't up and leave yet.
Does that mean that Acro, is he gonna try and get his revenge on me?
Up and leave yet? I don't think so. I think he regretted his actions. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure? I can believe that? Yep, Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making up that stuff about Acro not wanting revenge. Oh shit, I need to actually present evidence? I don't know what to present. I guess just bad? Cause he's still alive? That's why, you know, Acro couldn't really kill himself. Because his brother there was a chance that his brother would wake up someday. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught... Uh-huh. I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bet as long as it takes. Aww. Until he opens his eyes, and then until he can meet Acro again. That's so sweet of you, Regina. It really is. I'm surprised to hear that, actually. I'm surprised that, you know, she was able to, you know, change so quickly. I'm so sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Yeah. Hey, Max.
What is it, Mo?
Really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So whenever you like to leave us, I'll pay you your fee and rip up the contract.
I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow.
He's not gonna leave, is he?
Well, what's going to happen to the circus now?
That's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. Okay, so there's more people, it's just that these are the main guys, I guess. That's why I've made a decision.
What is it?
I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I think that's a good idea, because, I mean, who is more suited to the job than this guy, who's already a failure of a clown, right? So might as well take on a new job. I'll turn the circus into the best circus this world has ever seen.
That is the best circus the world has ever seen.
So it needs you, Max. So you want to be part of the best circus ever, dude? You gotta stay.
Don't laugh.
That's quite the goal. Yay, I can't wait.
Then I guess that changes things.
Huh?
There's only one thing that the best circus the world has ever seen needs.
The best magician?
The world's best illusions. Which means the circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen.
Max?
Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy?
I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to the court today? We've got to work together to make the Berry Big Circus bigger than it's ever been. Mo.
Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the Berry Big Circus without Regina Berry.
Max. Nick. Everyone's just saying names, why not?
Edgeworth.
It seems like everything is going to turn out alright here. I can't wait to see the best circus the world has ever seen.
We'll save you the most fabulous seats.
It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Oh god, this is an extra long laugh. Oh, what is going on? I see what made the case.
Yesterday's surprise raid. It really paid out just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you?
It was just a theory. If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. Is this Edgeworth?
You mean Mr. Wright?
Is this Edgeworth? Of course. Well, detective, my plane is about to leave, but he's saying detective. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not to worry. I plan to personally stop by the chief prosecutor's office as soon as I get back.
Understood, sir.
I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Holy shit, Edgeworth's gonna be back? Is he gonna join us for that last trial? Or is he gonna get involved somehow? Holy shit, Edgeworth's back. Farewell, my turnabout. A brand new episode has been added. What is that teddy bear? It looks like a mansion of some kind. Whoa. Dude, I'm so excited. Is that a robot? That's a robotic arm. What the hell? And that teddy bear looks like a bomb of some kind. What is going on? Yo. Can I save?
Let me save.
Okay, cool. Well, there you have it, guys. The case is officially over. Now, what are my thoughts on the case overall? Let's start with the characters. The characters were quite annoying at times, but ultimately I think I ended up liking pretty much all of them, honestly. Like, some obviously more than the others, but nevertheless, I think I liked them all. Honestly, Trillo, as annoying as he was quite entertaining. You've gotta be honest here, right? He was very entertaining. Ben is not really a character, so I don't count him, right? He's just like a puppet. He seemed more like a puppet than Trillo. Max was alright. I mean, he's clearly a bit of a violent person, a bit of a creeper, a bit of a show-off, selfish kind of prick. But ultimately, you know, at the end, he was a little bit redeemed because he did ultimately want to stay with the circus because the circus brought him fame and he didn't really want to leave. I guess that's also why he just asks for a raise, right? Because he wanted to stay, he didn't want to leave. I ended up quite liking Max, but he was obviously not my favorite defendant, right? Who else did we have? We had Regina. Regina, I kind of was indifferent towards for a lot of the game. I kind of disliked her quite a lot towards like the second half of the case. But at the end there, I mean, it was kind of a sudden change, and I don't really think people can change so quickly. But I also can understand why she was the way she was, you know. She was just so sheltered. She was just raised in this crazy circus environment her whole life. I think what really made her annoying as a character was her inability to understand the harm that she had caused and the pain she had caused. She definitely lacked the emotional capacity for that kind of thing, even up until the end, I would say, honestly, because even then she didn't really bring up her father. I believe she brought up Akron bad, but that's about it. And Mo, honestly, Mo, I think out of all of them, I think I enjoyed Mo the most, even though his jokes were never really funny and he was kind of corny at times. But I did enjoy him as a character. The laughter was super fun to do. What else was that? Whenever he got whipped, he would just tell his autobiography. I thought that was funny. I also thought it was funny how he just kind of fought back with the judge and called him old. And the judge just called him like a youngster back, and it was fun. It was fun. It was a little annoying how he was just not really testifying in court, and he was just trying to get people to laugh. You know, it was a little annoying in that regard, but he was fine overall. I'd say I think he was my favorite quite easily. Acro, you know, I think it was super obvious that Acro was the killer from the very start. Well, maybe not the very start, but as soon as we saw during the first investigation that there's a room above the crime scene, Acro's room, and we've never met Acro, and he just suddenly shows up later during the second investigation phase. I think it was quite obvious at that point that Acro was the culprit. It's just like, you know, at the end there, I kind of didn't want him to be the culprit. I quite I was quite fond of him. So I did kind of change my way of thinking to see how I could, you know, make it so Regina was the culprit in my mind, and connected it back to the incident 6 years ago, which I guess it really ended up being an accident, even though it seemed to be premeditated, right? But what I don't really completely sympathize with as far as Acro as a character goes, right, is his motivations. I understand that he wanted to take revenge and whatnot, but he was fully aware that it was a complete accident on Regina's part, and he was also aware how sheltered and how, you know, devilishly innocent she was. I think he brought it up multiple times how she was very cruel but very innocent, right? I think you should have understood. He was completely aware of that, and even then he tried to kill her 6 months later, just out of nowhere, when nothing really prompted that kind of feeling in him, right? And like, how could you do that to somebody's daughter who just raised you like their own son, and raised your brother like their own son as well, who gave you a home, a family, a bunch of friends, something you can look forward to in life, who gave you jobs and, you know, just treated you like a human being, like a family member. I just didn't agree with that, right? I do find Acro to be a nice person, right? At least it seemed like he was. He was very appreciative of what he had, and of Max's, for example, Max's contribution to the circus, and how he didn't really seem to have any negative feelings towards any of the other circus members aside from Regina. But even then, he was kind of nice towards her as well. The case itself, I feel like, is heavily flawed, purely because there's just so much luck involved in the case, and I feel like a lot of it just doesn't make sense. Like, I get that the ringmaster wanted to disguise himself so nobody could see him, blah blah blah, but you know, that him just wearing Max's costume is pure coincidence. Him getting clunked over the head and dying by the bust is pure coincidence. It could have easily failed. Him, you know, his cape falling onto the freaking bust, that was the most bullshit thing I've seen in an Ace Attorney game thus far. Honestly, I was not a fan of that. Honestly, it was very disappointing, not gonna lie. I was very upset about that one. And then the fact that both Ben and Mo were there to witness the ringmaster as well as the crime happen, like, that was also like a lucky thing that Mo was there to see what actually occurred and make it and present this whole notion that the killer floated away and flew away or whatever, right? That it was Max who did it because it looked like Max, blah blah blah, and that Mo had, I guess, bad vision because there were lights there. I mean, how can you not see that it's a bust and not a person, dude? And how can you not like run outside to see where the hell that freaking person even went when they killed your best friend, the ringmaster? Like, they were super close friends. Why didn't you just run outside to see what's going on, right? Is it just me? Like, if he ran outside, he could have easily caught Acro, right? And they could have also easily caught Acro if they investigated Acro's room right when they started investigation. I don't think they did that, because he still had time to burn the cloak and then hide the bust. I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of loose variables, right? A lot of things that you could not have concluded, you could not have inferred. Problem is that a lot of this you would not have guessed, right? A lot of it was just like, you needed your hand to be held, and you needed the game to show you how it really happened. Like, I don't think anyone who ever played this game guessed that when Acro dropped the bust on the ringmaster, the cloak just jumped up and fell onto the bust from the impact or whatever. I don't think anyone ever figured that out, right? Because it's just so outlandish. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of that. Overall, the case, I feel like it went on for a little too long. I'm a bit disappointed that they didn't really try to make us think it was somebody else. I think it was a little disappointing, not going to lie. And I just feel bad saying that, because as a concept, a flying culprit sounds amazing, right? And the setting, the context, it's all glorious. I loved it. I enjoyed it a lot. It's just a lot of it was tedious. A lot of the investigation phase was tedious. I had a hard time figuring out where I had to go next. Like, you guys didn't really see how much I really struggled. Like, there were a lot of points in the trials where I just had no idea what they were asking me to present. So I had to look up the answers sometimes, because I knew what they were, like, I understood what they were asking me, right? It's just I had a hard time presenting the right evidence. I don't know if it was just me or if it was a problem that everyone was really having with this case, but it's just like the connections weren't really clicking for me right away as they were with the last case, for example. Well, that's pretty much all my thoughts on this case, honestly. I think it could have been much better. And I'm really curious about what you guys thought of it, honestly. And we're gonna have the final case. The next one is the final one. And usually what happens with Ace Attorney final cases, from my experience at least, is they're wonderful. So I absolutely cannot wait for that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.